Hi, my name's Anna Taylor, and I work in the Medical School Grant Service and Analysis Office. I'm here today to talk to you about hospital support for externally funded project administration and some things we want you to know. Hospital grants has been established by leadership to help assist your units. And what you can do is help your team members find us by directing them to hospitalgrants@umich.edu whenever you hear that someone has been invited or if they're interested and want to know more about what's involved with submitting for a funding opportunity. We refer to externally funded projects by all kinds of different names. Sometimes they're referred to as grants or agreements. They can be contracts. All of these different items fall under the umbrella of sponsored activity or sponsored projects. And by working with us, we can help maintain the peculiarities that are required under sponsored projects. And that's one of the reasons that leadership created this position was we recognize that these are a little different than other types of gifts you might receive. So we wanted to ensure that units had additional support for managing these funds. It's very important that you help your team members find us so that they don't end up tripping past the approval step. We've had circumstances where a really enthusiastic team member has found a grant opportunity and they filled out the application and didn't realize that there were a lot of institutional guidelines and requirements. So they submitted it, and at the time the award letter arrives, they're then connected with our area, and at that point we begin reviewing the submission materials and the sponsor's terms and conditions. And we don't want to have there be a circumstance where somebody's gone to a great deal of effort and has successfully proposed something that the university finds it's unable to accept, and where we may be in a position where we have to return funds to a sponsor. By having your team members contact us during their proposal phase, you can help ensure that they have the information they need to be successful. What can hospital grant support do for you? Initially, we're going to provide information to supervisors and team members about what's involved with working on sponsored activity and what their obligations and requirements are and what the implications can be. We're going to work with team members also to make sure that information is correctly developed on proposal budgets and that the resources needed for successfully participating as described are incorporated into the applications. For teams that are submitting grants, we're going to help them coordinate through the unit and hospital approvals. And then in post-award, when they've successfully received an award, we're going to work with that team so that we have regular review of their expenses and activity. We can help them with reporting to the sponsor. We will also work with them all the way through closeout of the project. Let's talk a little bit about why it matters. Key obligations that are involved with sponsored activities include that these applications are set up for a specific activity. The sponsor is going to have expectations possibly about technical reporting, financial reporting, and their award may come with terms and conditions. The university needs to maintain its good standing with these sponsors, and a failure to adhere to sponsors' terms and conditions could result in a loss of funding to the entire university. Working with hospital unit support will help to ensure that there's accurate effort and expense reporting during the course of a project. We're interested in working with teams so that we correctly capture staff salaries to grants so that the sponsors can pay for those activities. And we also want to ensure that individuals who are supporting sponsored activities don't have a representation in the HR system that shows they are 100% dedicated to clinical care and patient care. If this were the case, they would not have additional time to work on sponsored activity, so we want to make sure that that HR record correctly reflects if they have a mix of activities they are doing. Team members may also need to go through additional training and education to meet the compliance requirements that the institution has organized around sponsored activity, and units need accurate information regarding people's activities to help them with annual budgeting. My ask. I'm sharing this overview of this service with you so you're aware that there are resources for your units. Please share this with unit leads, supervisors, and anyone in your group that may want access to this resource. Help hospital team members to contact hospitalgrants@umich.edu whenever they've been approached about a sponsored project or have questions about a grant opportunity. Thank you so much for your time today. My name is Anna Taylor, and I work for the Medical School Grant Service and Analysis Office, and I provide support to hospital units. Please use the contact information on this slide. You're welcome to share this with members of your units and teams that may benefit from having a conversation. I would welcome any chance to talk with folks, whether they have a specific project in mind or just generally want to know more about grants and sponsored activity. Please give them the opportunity to know about our support for their interests and make this available so that we can help people connect. Thank you so much. Have a great day.